Hey guys, so I was just taking a walk in the garden and I wanted to show you some things here just really quickly that I saw and I just wanted to share with you. Give me a second. So here is my calabaza plant or pumpkin. The plant is, I sowed several seeds or plant starts. I sowed them inside, started them, and then once they were established, just transplanted them. So all the ones with the little spots, kind of like this, more like spaces, but any of the ones with the leaves like this, that is from that plant. So all this here, and then in through here I have some butternut squash interplanted, and I did cut this down several times. So I mean, it's just gone wild. You can see the whole garden here. There's very little walking space. I harvested some of the red onions last week, and then here are the garden beans that I've got. But here I have one of my first ones. She's looking pretty good. And the way that you can tell sometimes with some pumpkins or squashes, you can pierce the skin. If it doesn't pierce very easily, then you know it's ready. But this one's flesh is still soft, so I'm just gonna leave it there. I did do another one here, and this is one t-shirt. Here's the other half of the t-shirt that I just cut in half and just did a little hammock. So I anticipate this one to get just as big as that one. So she is stretching this t-shirt. This was a size small if anybody is curious. But the cool thing that I wanted to show you is this tromboncino squash. And in real life, this is actually more creamy colored than what the video is showing. The video makes it look more of a lime green. So I'm just gonna let that one mature a little bit more and plan on storing it to use as a winter squash. And so the difference between a winter squash or a summer squash is the storing time. So for a summer squash, you can't really store it, so it's kind of like a cut and use right then and there. If you do let it store, if you put it on top of your fridge or on your counter, you'll notice that after a little bit of time it starts to get a little mushy or wrinkly skin, and then it just goes bad. But with a winter squash, you can actually use it to store through the winter. And so things like the butternut squashes, some pumpkins you can store as a winter squash, and then the tromboncino squash, which we've got several babies here growing. You can use the tromboncino squash as a dual purpose vegetable or squash, pumpkin, whatever, and just use it for longer storage. Now, another one that I wanted to show you were my Big Macs and Big Moon pumpkins. And if you've never seen them before, it's a type of pumpkin that some of the people use for the fairs or the festivals or whatever, because they get massive. And I did pop off some of the blossoms, because if you take some of the energy away from growing the blossoms or extending, then you can actually put more of the energy into the actual pumpkins. So let me show you. And so this one is massive. So you see here, I actually cut off some of the blossoms. I snipped off some of the extra leaves. There's one there that I snipped off. But this thing is humongous. And that is another one that is growing just as big. But if you can see the size of my hand compared to that pumpkin, it is huge. And again, I did prune these back, but they have just grown back with a vengeance. So we have a few more growing in here. There's another one out in the front, but I've just been picking off the blossoms there. And here I have another tromboncino plant. You can see there's a little baby right there. And there's, ooh, I didn't see this one. There's another one back there. And I started another one here in this corner, and she has decided to just come across the little fence. And here in the front, I actually have a loofah plant. So the last time that I don't know if you can see that, the last time that I secured her with a little Velcro tape, it was right there. And now she is all the way up here. So in just a few days, she has grown, and I'm really hoping that she takes off and we are able to harvest some loofahs this year, because that plant gave me such a hard time this year. I actually had another one here in this corner. Sorry for the mess. This is a building, storage building that we were able to get, and so we have to put that together just to put some of our yard stuff in there. But you know, life happens, and every day is a new adventure. So, you know, you have to give yourself grace. Not everything is going to get done at the same time when you want it to happen. I'm the type of person that if I could have all the energy in the world, I would probably get everything done. But I'm one person, my husband is one person. And together there's a lot of stuff going on just between the two of us. And I mean, if you homestead or have a little mini farm or, you know, whatever, you understand that. So you just have to give yourself grace sometimes and just kind of follow your own track and try not to fall into the habit of comparing yourself to other people and following along with what other people are doing or saying or how much they're able to accomplish, because in reality everybody's running their own race and we can't all be at the same level. So whatever we can get done at one time, you know, that's what we can do. And I wasn't like that before. Before I was very, you know, anal, straight to the point, very, we have to get this done and there's no way around it. But I think after having kids and after starting your garden, your homestead, you know, you learn that not everything goes as planned. And you have to either have a plan B or give yourself some wiggle room for changes. And I mean, I'm still like that. Sometimes I'm just very, well, if it doesn't happen today, I'm not going to do it regardless. But I don't know. Is anybody else like that? But anyway, so back on my spiel for my tangent. I did have another loofah plant planted on the other side of the little garden structure of this here. And so she died. So I just ran with it and just let that one go. So I'm hoping that the two tromboncino squash plants and the loofah plants kind of trail over, which one this one has already done. She is way ahead of the race and I'm so excited. If that other one here starts coming over into the garden, I'm just gonna have to bring her back and trail her over. But my green stalks this year, I had the intention of having a couple with just salad greens, and then just having one as a herbal mixture. My contacts are drying out. But it didn't go as planned this year, and some of the starters that I had done didn't do very well. You know, we had crazy weather, it was fluctuating a lot, and so again, I just whatever. I wasn't too hard on myself about it. You know, I tried starting some edamame in there and they kind of just crapped out. So I just tried filling some holes with whatever I had. I did buy oregano starts. I bought 2 and I put one in the green stalk, the herbal green stalk, and then the other one in the baby's garden. and those are doing very well. But everything else, I think I actually, besides a handful of broccoli starts and some of the cauliflower that I had actually received, I didn't buy anything else. I started everything from seed. And my lettuce here, I've got to probably put some mesh bags over them so I can keep the seeds, because like I said in a previous video, I want to start saving seeds and build up my own collection so I can have in our little seed container thing, and then just be able to give back to the library, because our library does a seed savers library, and it'd be nice to give them back some seeds. So that was my little spiel for today. I actually have some sunflowers I'm going to show you here at the end of the video, but I just want to thank everybody who has shown me support and has followed along so far. If you have any questions, if I can be of any help or encouragement of any way, please let me know. I love teaching people and I love to learn, so if you have any advice or if you need any encouragement, just leave me a message, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks.